All right, example number 1. Moving around the drum kit. Again, we're going to use single strokes. And we are going to play 2 on each drum, but we're just going to develop the speed of it. Now, one of the things I want to talk about that I didn't talk about in the other 2 videos is getting a bounce off the tom from a high position. Meaning, when you go from the snare, first of all, I position my drums fairly, not flat, but somewhat angled, but not really angled, and they're not high, they're very low. And the reason is because I'm always coming from a high place, and I learned this from Steve Smith. The great Steve Smith talked about coming from a high place as opposed to having to go to a high place from here. So in other words, coming from low to high, it's better to come from high to low. So what he's talking about is when you come off the snare, I'm coming from a high position. So when I come off the snare, the next stroke is from a high position. I'm not going, because then there's a tendency to click the rims and you're just not getting the right bounce. Okay, so I'm always coming from that high position. The other thing is, when I hit the tom, it's bouncing. So the stick's always bouncing. So when you get that bounce, it makes it easier to flow around the drum kit, and you're not fighting. I see a lot of guys, they fight their way around the drum kit. It's like a struggle. So try not to fight your way around the drum kit by utilizing the bounce. Okay, now we're going to do a couple of fast licks. What I'm doing is I'm going a 4-stroke roll and 2 feet. So it's and then when I finish, I also finish with the feet. So I'll do it. And then hit the snare. Sorry, finish with the feet leading into the snare, I should have said. Now, you can repeat that phrase, or you can repeat it where there's not a break in it, where it's a flow, where you go. Choices. You can do repeat the phrase a number of times, or you can just play it once. Also do it so that you're on different surfaces or the same surface. together. You can't go or the timing and the speed and everything is going to be off. So you got to make sure that you're playing this grouping of 6 together. Now you can start left-handed or right-handed. It doesn't matter. Okay? All right, so that is kind of a Nicko Mcbrain from Iron Maiden influence kind of a phrase. All right, and that is a little bit more speed, some speed ideas utilizing hands and feet. Thanks. See ya.